The location is perfect. It's safe. It is really safe here. What I don't like is when you have for everything a rule. This you cannot do. That is not allowed.
These days around this area, what is land going for per rye, would you say? This farming agricultural land?
Around here. No. Actually, my father died when I was 11. With 100,000 I can live really good, comfortable. Things maybe what I don't like in Thailand is. And then when the house was finished, I find out that this friend is not the guy which I met in the beginning.
So, Ule, you've been in Thailand now for how many years?
37 years.
37 years.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about your life before Thailand?
Before Thailand, I was grow up in Switzerland and I was working there in the beginning as a painter. I study painting houses and then work another 4 years, and in that time I saved the money and bought a ticket because I want to go to learn English. And then I thought I go to Australia. So I travel 6 months in Australia and New Zealand.
How old then?
In that time I was 23. Yeah. And then on the way I met some guys and they talk about Asia. They tell, we went to Japan, we went to China, whatever, And then I think, wow, okay. So, but after 6 months, first I went back to Switzerland, work a little bit, a half year, and try to save money. And then went again to Asia. That was the first time I came to Thailand. It's now about 40 years ago. Then I stayed 2 months in Thailand in that time. And then I met the company I met the boss, and he asked me to help him to open a factory in Thailand. And then I said, yeah, okay, why not? I came to Thailand before. I like it. Okay.
What kind of factory?
Produce decoration for cake made of sugar. All marzipan, tragant, and all those things to decorate the cake. So it was a Swiss company, and then I opened the factory, and I was his manager to be in Thailand, and he came in and out, and I always stayed here, And then in that time I thought, okay, I have work permit, I have everything, but I would like to have resident. So I want to apply. I applied for resident visa. So finally that was not so difficult. I got that. And then when I had the resident visa, which was actually already very good, I thought I want to be Thai. I want to have the Thai citizenship. So I applied to become Thai. And then, that was take a long time. Waiting, ask again. Oh no, this is not okay. They not understand, this is something wrong, and like that. It took about more than 12 years. But then finally I got it in 2015, and now I feel it's perfect.
No more visas?
No more anything. You can work, you can do whatever you want to do. It's now perfect.
So over the years, you've seen Thailand change quite a lot.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
What do you think are some of the biggest changes comparison to when you first arrived 37 years ago?
Wow. The infrastructure, of course, everywhere. Big houses, bridges, road, the whole infrastructure. In that time you get nothing. You can find the instant coffee from somewhere, from Nestle or whatever, and now you get coffee shops, everything comfortable. What I can say, freedom you still have, but it's getting less too, because of more cars. Okay, they start to check on that, on the speed, on more traffic regulations. What the big change was, in that time, I see the Thai people looks very nice, slim, the ladies with black, long hair, Thai style, Thai food, tea house, for drinking tea. But now it's changed. People get really fat now. Many people. And changing the hair color and taking tattoos and piercings and all like that. That is not happen in the time when I came here. And also, in that time the problem was, in that time I cannot speak Thai. So now I can speak Thai. Now is everything easy, you know. If I could speak Thai in that time very well, it would be again different. But the change came also as longer I stay here. As like that, you know.
Do you think that Westerners were welcomed differently back then? No.
It is depend on the person itself, how they approach somebody. The Thai people is really friendly, you know, and you are welcome with them when you are nice and when you talk nicely, and they are also nicely to you. But what they don't like, if you complain and shouting or raise your voice, and have to follow them, have to follow and do the rules as it is here, and don't try to do the things what you do in Europe. Take the life more easy, relax, live in the moment, don't worry too much of things. And I never join drinking. Things maybe what I don't like in Thailand is when they make parties, the very loud music around, and when alcohol I don't like. This is one thing I try to avoid.
Do you find that you can have good quality conversations with Thais, or do you find that the conversation can be a little bit superficial?
Honestly, conversation with Thais I not really have. It's strange. You know, every country I go, I had some man friend from their country, like Taiwan, like Philippines, like everywhere. But now after 37 years in Thailand, I not really have a Thai friend, a close, good friend. But the problem is, they don't ask anything. It seems they are not really interested. The female, yes, with many friends, easy to have good friend, but male friend not so easy. In Thailand, the problem is I don't drink, but they like to drink. You know, the Thais, they like to drink. They can sit down on a hard cement bench for maybe 4 hours, 3-4 hours. But I feel that is boring, and just drinking, you know, and no question, boring. And my wife, she opened a restaurant in Kalasin, pizza restaurant, and there are many foreigners, and of course I like to go there to meet them and talk with them. It's good.
And how did you meet your wife?
Oh, that is when I came to Thailand, and to start working in Thailand, I opened a factory, and my wife in that time, I met her in the factory. She was 21, and I came here when I was 30. And now 37 years has passed, and we are together, and everything is fine.
And what was it about your wife that made you choose her, or her choose you?
Oh, it's interesting. When I came to Thailand, she was actually the only one who can speak a little bit English. Yeah, and then we became friends, and then okay, she became my wife. Actually, we married when she get pregnant.
Mm-hmm. So you have kids here also?
Huh?
You have children here also?
Yes, I have one son.
How old is he?
He's 28.
Oh, he's 28 now.
Yeah,
and where does he live now?
Also in Kalasin. He works in the restaurant together with my wife.
Okay.
Yeah. My son, he studied in Bangkok, first in AIT. This is the Asian Institute of Technology. This is international from mostly Asia, and he could go there to the school from the first class to the sixth. And then I took him for 1 year to Switzerland. So he went 1 year in Switzerland to the school, and then he learned Swiss German.
Swiss German, yeah.
Yeah.
Now tell us a little bit about the place that you've built here. Did you choose this location yourself, or was it something to do with your wife? Or?
No, actually, my wife is not from here. My wife is also from Saraburi. But I came here to visit a friend, a Swiss friend who lives just very near here. And when I came to his house and I see that lake and like that, I say, wow, you really live in a beautiful place. I would like to live here. And then we go around, look a little bit around. And then I went back to my work in Saraburi. And I get an email from him after 2 weeks. Uli, are you interested to buy some land? Somebody would like to sell here. And then I say, yes, I'm interested. I immediately came up here, and then we look at the place. It was full of eucalyptus trees. They offer 5 Rai, over there 5 Rai. And then I ask, but how is the entrance to that 5 Rai? Where is the road going there? Oh, sorry, we don't have, it's going around. But I say, but when the water come up here after the rain season, how can we go there? Then I say, then you buy this land as well. And this is the same family,
Yeah.
And then I could buy 16 Rai directly here at the road, and then could buy that land. And then I'd start first to take away the eucalyptus tree here in the middle, 5 Rai. I cut them out and start to make that pond, fill up the soil in front, and then I built a knockdown house first. And then I was living there for 1 year first, just to look how is it to be here, how is the life here. And then every 2 weeks, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I came up here, stay here, and then on Monday morning I drive back to Saraburi, go to work. And I did that for almost 1 year, to come up here every 2 weeks, stay there. And then in that time I start to plan the house here. So I looked the location, I would like to have it here. And then I start the drawing, how I want, went to the architect to make the final drawings, and then start to build that house. And it took 1 year. And then 4 years ago, the house was finished.
And back then, was the land cheap? Is it a reasonable price? I mean, in Kalasin areas?
Actually, this land is king land, because it is directly at the dam. And all the land directly around the dam, you cannot get a certificate, a Chanot or something. So it's only for Thai people to do agriculture on that land here. It's not boarded, it's actually rent. I rent this land and I have to pay every year a tax, for that land.
Yeah.
But it's very reasonable,
These days around this area, what is land going for per Rai, would you say? This farming agricultural land?
Around here, around the lake, they would like to ask you for 200,000 per Rai, or maybe 150,000, and if you're lucky you can get it maybe for 80.
Wow.
Something
when you think about the location and the beautiful water
here. The location is perfect.
Yeah.
It's still not far from Kalasin. You are there within 25 minutes. The distance is 32 kilometers. From here to the main road is 8 kilometers. You're passing 5 villages, and then it's safe. It is really safe here. So you no need to be afraid, or even need a door lock or something. I don't have. And you can live here. That is not a problem. Nobody will come here. This is the main house. The knockdown house now has 2 rooms. I leave it there when I have some guests. They can stay there. And then I have next to me here on the right a house, a perfect house, same like this, That is actually the plan, to have here a good friend. And then he can live in that house and I could live here. Officially, I cannot rent. I cannot make the business of guest house and rent out, because this is Kingland. And I can have you, if you come here and I say you can live here. I no need to rent it or cannot make Airbnb or whatever.
Sure.
This is the storage room, a little bit bigger as I planned before.
Okay. So pantry.
Washing, and can have everything.
End of the world storage too.
Yes. You know how many times you have guests in your house in 1 year? Not too many times, but of the most time you can use this room together in the living. So you can lie down here, or you have here, I built in the wardrobe here. It is office. Here you can have your office space.
Okay. Oh, so this is the master bedroom,
Yes.
right? Yes.
Here facing the lake.
With the same wardrobe at the
The
back?
same actually. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But this one, you're facing the lake here. Have you even stayed here yet yourself?
No.
Or
Never.
how long ago did you build it?
No, this is already 1 year.
1
Finish,
year?
yeah. More
Finished?
than 1 year finish. I had here one friend who want to live here. And then we discuss, I make the plan for the house. He accept that plan, you know. So we work on that, maybe improve a little bit like that. And then when the house was finished, I find out that this friend is not the guy which I met in the beginning. And he's an alcoholic. And then I find out, oh no, impossible to have him here, to live here. And then I told him, okay, I pay you the money for the house, what you pay, and then not come. Since that time it's empty. It's impossible, because when he drink alcohol, he cannot get problem.
Does it get lonely here, Ule, to be out in a rural area?
No, actually not lonely, as you can go anywhere quickly. There is something, you know, even the village here, you just go 10 minutes, you are in the town. And if you're 25, you are in the city of Galasin. No, it's not lonely. But as I told you, I like to talk with someone. I'm not the type just to be day for day alone. No, it's not my way, you know.
Did you think 37 years ago this is how your life would turn out, or?
I don't know. In that time, 37 years ago, you know, in Switzerland, I never felt really good there. Too cold. I don't like the cold weather. What I don't like is when you have for everything a rule, and everything, this you cannot do, that is not allowed, somebody control. You know, in that time we had in Switzerland around 8 million people, the population, but my feeling was we have 4 million police.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's checking on the next what he should do, and what he do, and what is right and not right. That is the feeling. But when I came here to Southeast Asia, it's so different, you know. It's easygoing, and especially in Thailand, you have a lot of freedom.
Do you think that's changing in the modern day?
Yeah, it's changing. Of course, as soon we get digital currency, you have no more freedom. Everything will be gone. They will control you, you know, how much you pay, where you pay, what you go, where you go. You have no more freedom.
You mean like social credit score?
Yes,
You know?
yes, like they do, or in other places, in China, for example. And yeah, they will tell you what you have to do, and you have no more chance to get out of that.
At 67 now, what would you say life is about for you?
I'm busy, I work, I go there, I must buy this, I do that. I not feel boring, but I like to do it. I feel good health when you have like what we have here now, We plant fruit trees. We have vegetable, our own vegetable. We don't need pesticide. Meanwhile, now I buy the milk from the farm very near here. Fresh milk, raw milk. And we have chicken. We have the egg. And then I know that I eat the fresh egg. And if we want to eat the fish, we can get the fish from the dam. Then I also know, wow, it's good. It's not when you live in tourist place in Phuket and you must go to the shops and you buy this and get all those drinks, and then I feel like, yeah, it's nice, but not healthy. A lot of chemical things inside, you know.
How about for somebody that's been away for 37 years? About your mother and your father and the family back home?
No. Actually, my father died when I was 11.
Okay.
And my mother died when I was 28. And we had not really a family life, you know, as also from relatives or something. And then I left Switzerland very early, when I was 23. So I have actually one sister, but we not even have contact with each other. It's strange. Okay, maybe twice a year, her birthday, happy birthday, or maybe happy new year, something like that, but nothing more. She came once 37 years ago. She came once to visit me in Thailand, but then no more, nothing, no contact. So somehow family, no, nothing. And in Switzerland we don't have anything. I have no house, no land, nothing.
If your father passed away at 11, how did that impact your life, do you think?
Yeah, I had to take care for the whole family. It was interesting because my mother, she was not that woman that she can tell, do this, do that. I was the one who tell my mother, we do this, we do that. You know, there came people to the door, ringing, want to make insurance or want to sell a vacuum cleaner or want to sell, and she would sign. I say, no, mom, no, we not do it like this and this. And I'm only 11, 12, you know, in that time. Actually, honestly, the problem I got with my sister was when my father died, he had life insurance, and my mother got all the money for that. You know, it was in that time maybe it was 40,000 Swiss franc, I'm not sure anymore, but it was on my mother account. But my sister was the one who always wants something. She want to get a new motorbike. She want to get boots, shoes. She want to get jacket. Everything mother has to pay, and that make me angry because. For me, I never ask anything. I always go to the second-hand dealer, and then I find a bicycle. I fix out of 3 bicycles, I make one motorcycle, the same, you know, small mofa. We call that mofa. So,
let me ask you about, now you're a dad, and you have a son that's 28. Do you see the importance of a father in his life, like, and maybe how you didn't have that growing up?
Actually, in your life, when you grow up, it's, if you don't have a father, then it's maybe somebody else which is important for you. You know, it could be the teacher, it could be your boss where you start working, or it could be a good friend. But I think those I had always some pillar which is in my life that person was quite important for me, and he guided me in a way of doing things. I think this is important.
Let me ask you back into the expat life. For the building here, is it expensive to build here, and what would you say is, you know, a good budget for a home here?
You know, if you make a knockdown house, you know very well it costs you probably 500,000, just only one room and maybe a terrace. And then you need more. You need a base when you want to put it somewhere. Then you need the system for toilet to put on, and then you want to change something, of course, after it got the price going up, 700,000, maybe like that. And if you want to build a house in this size, first you look how big you want the house. Do you want only 150 square meter, and you want it simple, or you want material also cheap? Then yeah, you can build a house for 1.5 million. Or maybe 2 million. But as long you want to have a comfortable house, like I have now 190 square meter here. To have a house 4 million is something you need, and you feel comfortable.
And you have a number of people helping you out here. You would have seen them in the background here. How many staff do you have on site?
Yeah, I have two, actually. I have one gardener and I have one maid.
And you find that you need that here as well with the size of the
Yes,
property?
I really need that, yeah. Because there are so much work, so many things to do.
Do they live on site?
Yeah,
Staff,
I made for them one room and I make it comfortable for them. I made it the way like I also could live there. Not in the way like, it's only the stuff, and they are like enough for them. No. I let them. And they get everything, I buy the gas, I buy the food, the rice, everything they get. Mm-hmm. It's not only... I treat them nicely, and I think they are happy also.
And living here in Callison, what would you say your monthly budget is? Or do you track your spending or not really?
My budget, the money I spend, probably 100,000 a month. I need that. Of course, I could probably live cheaper with 60 or 80,000, but be honest. Maybe 1 month it is like that, but then another month is maybe 120, and it is like that. And I feel with 100,000 I can live really good, comfortable.
And you decided to do a business here in Callison, the restaurant.
Yeah, this is my wife. She has the restaurant, the bakery house, the bakery shop. So she has a good salary for her own. My son has the salary, and we have actually a good life from there, I go there, I can eat free. Mm-hmm. I no need to pay. So it's also one thing,
Well, you seem genuinely happy here, really.
Yes.
You seem like
yes.
You found a place that you want to be at your age after your life here in Thailand, seeing the changes over the years too.
I really feel good here. I think sometimes if I want to go somewhere, where should I go? Where it's better than here, Actually, I don't think I go to the sea. I have here the big lake. I don't need the sea. And then if I want to go somewhere, where should I go? It's more beautiful to be here. Quiet, peaceful, and fresh air. Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing your story with me, Ule.
Okay, Ryan. Thank you.